Good morning, students. Good morning to all. And last day we have completed the chapter 15th. So today just we will go to the next chapter. Chapter 16. The emerging service business in India. So nowadays in our nations many of the service business are going to increase day by day. And not only that, one of the key components of success of any business lies in its ability to reach out to customers at a local, national, and global level. So, what are the product is produced by any of the industries? That product must be reached in the hands of the consumers from the hands of the producers, right? So, and not only that, in all the customers at local level, national, and global level, it will be reached. So, franchising has often been used as a method for expanding domestic market and for entering international market. So, one of the service business in India is franchising. So, franchising has often been used as a method for expanding domestic market and for entering the international markets. So, franchising is used by the business for marketing and distributing the products and services. Now, the product is produced by the producers in any one corner of the world, but all over the world, the consumers are going to consuming that same product. So now it is being like that. So one of the distributors or that product must be reached to all the hands of the consumers. But the producers only cannot take all the effort to reach to the customers. So the producers always arranging some of the distributors and the franchising. So because when the producers are taking the franchising method, so the produced product will be reached all over the world and all the customer and the all over the world. A wide variety of goods and services are now made available to customers using this model. So when we are using the franchising method, so all the product will be reached in the hands of consumers. So according to the international franchise associations, so one of the associations are there. So international franchise associations. So according to the International Franchise Association, a franchise is a continuing relationship in which the franchisor provides a licensed privilege to do business, plus assistance in organizing, training, merchandising, and management in return for a consideration from the franchise. So franchising means just providing a separate rights separate rights to selling the product produced by the producers. So the producers will be providing the separate rights to use their name and the goodwill for the purpose for selling the goods to the customer. As explained in Wikipedia, franchising. So franchising is the practice of the right to use a firm's business model and bound for a prescribed period of time. For the prescribed period of time, any one of the individual persons can sell the product produced by the other producers and use the own franchising models. So here there are two parties to a franchising agreement. So first one is the franchisor, second one is the franchisee. Franchisor mean the owner, the owner of a business who provide the franchise. Franchisor means the owner of a business who provides the franchise. So generally he owns the patent, trademark and offers it to the franchisee under a licensing agreement. So by the way of making the agreement, the owner will providing the special rights to the franchisee to sell their product. It may also provide support services like service, product, training, marketing, advertising, etc. So one of the franchisee is unable to sell all the produced product produced by the producers. The producers are the owner only. You have to providing the supportive training. Next, franchise. Franchise means the individual who acquires the right to operate the business or use the trademark of the seller is known as the franchise. So franchise means another one of the persons. He will derive the or acquire the trademark or the rights to operate the business or use the trademark of the sellers. Now if the producers are there mean the Vasant and Co and the Rajan and Co and the Sundar Radios, everything is also considered as a franchisee. The same product will be sold by the seller, but the rights will be provided by the owner. So some of the characteristics of franchising, some of the nature of the franchising. So franchise relationship is based on the agreement, which lays down terms and conditions of this relationship. If the producers or if the owner and the franchisee, the seller, must be come into the agreement. So on the basis of the agreement only, the franchising model will be moving on. Next, the term of franchise may be for 5 years or more. So 5 years only the rights will be in the hands of the seller. Otherwise, if he want to continue, he can continue. So otherwise, on the basis of agreement, so we have to stop. Otherwise, the franchisee have to renew the agreement on the basis of the new arrivals of commodities and new terms and conditions. Next, the franchisee gives an undertaking not to carry any other competing business during the terms of the franchisee. If any of the franchisees are after made the agreement, he should not take the other business agreement. If he get the rights from any one of the producers, he should not take any one of the others commodities. But if the franchisor gives the permission to selling the commodities produced by the other companies, he can do it. So and the franchisor gives an undertaking not to terminate the franchisee agreement before its expire except under situations. So some of the critical situations, the franchisee should not or unable to terminate the agreement. So once if the agreement is made, he has to complete the full prescribed time. Next, the franchisee agrees to pay specified royalty to the franchisor as per terms of the franchise agreement. So for the using the names and goodwill of the owner or the franchisee, so he must pay the royalty fees. Next, franchise means selling the same product and maintaining a similar type of shop decors, for which the franchisor provides assistance to franchisee in organizing, merchandising, and management. The franchisor virtually set up the business for the franchisees. So without taking any of the effort, the franchisee will get more benefits from the franchisor side. So franchisee is supposed to follow parent company's policies regarding mode of business operations as best clause in the franchise agreement. Next, the franchisor may give training to personnel working in the franchisee organization. Some of the workers are working in the franchising organizations. The franchises only provide the supportive services like skill developing and some of the other services also. Next, the types of franchising. So how many types of franchisings are there in this field? First one is product or trade name franchising. Product name franchising or the trade name franchising. In this type, the franchisee exclusively deals with the manufacturer products. Example includes Kidsi Schools, French Loaf Outlet, Bharat Petroleum Banks, Patanjali Product, etc. So the product trade name franchising only have to use the producer's product only without having any of the excuse. So be considered as franchises. However, they but should be considered more as exclusive dealership with more operational freedom for the dealers. Next one is business format franchising. So on the basis of the business format franchising, so a franchisor awards rights covering all business aspect as a complete business package to the franchise. It is called as business format franchise. This package include training, support and the corporate names also. So this enables uniformity of products, services, environment across geographical boundaries with a high degree of standardization. For examples are McDonald's, Pizza Hut, KFC Chicken and Hot Breads also one of the business format franchising. Virtually if you are seeing all the shops, all the shops will be as a same types. Next, advantages of franchising. So what are the advantages are there in this franchising field? First, the reduced risk. The risk will be reduced. The franchisee will acquire the right of running an already established business, thus eliminating the risk of starting a new business. So in this franchising field, the franchisee will not being in the need of taking more effort to start one of the new business. Already he has started one of the business and he got more advantages or more benefit from the franchisor side. So they are reduced, the risk will be reduced. Next, business expansions. The franchising provides an opportunity to expand business at regional, national, and global level without incurring additional expenditures. So the business also will be increased to the franchisee without incurring additional expenditures. Because what are the required is needed to the franchisee, the franchisor will be provided. So thus the rapid growth of franchisor business is facilitated. Next, cost of advertising. The cost of advertising for the franchisor will be reduced since this cost will be shared by the franchisee. So most of the cost is provided by the franchisors. So here the franchisee will not be having the need of making more investment. So it enables the franchisor to reap the benefit of increased visibility across regional and national boundaries. So by providing this type of the facilities to the franchisee, so all the franchisor will get more franchises and here market also will be expand and the advertising also will be reduced and the cost of advertising also will be reduced to the franchisee. Next, operational support. The franchisee is provided assistance in not only obtaining finance but also in deciding business location, decorations, designs, staff training, and handling day-to-day operations. So here the franchisee is more freedom to conducting the business organizations because all the operational support will be provided by the franchisor itself. So franchisee only have to take the responsibilities and talent to sell all the product and what are the ways are there to earning the more profit he has to finding out and have to undertaking. Next, disadvantages of franchising. So even though more advantages are there in this franchising field, some of the disadvantages also there. So what are the disadvantages mean? First one is franchising fees. The initial franchising fee and the subsequent renewal fees can be very high in case of successful business. From the franchisee point of view, this may be a deterrent. So even if the profit are there or not, the franchisee must be providing the franchising fees in the initial stage. But without predictions of the profit of the business, the franchisee will get some of the trouble. So next, the fixed royalty payment. The franchisee has to make payment of royalty to the franchisor on a regular basis. This considerably reduces the income of the franchisees. Even have received after even received all the benefit from the franchisor side, the franchisee have to take some of the effort to selling the product. So even all the innovations and innovative supports are taken by the franchisee, and the franchisor will get the regular royalty fees. So this is also will make the franchisee to reduce the level of profit. Next, danger of image tarnishing. If the franchisee does not maintain standards of quality and service, there is a danger that the goodwill and the image of the reputed franchisor. So the franchisor will be adversely affected. Some of the business organizations will not be give the consumers relationship, good consumer relationship. But when they are doing like that, the franchisee will not be affected. The franchisor only will be affected by the way of losing their goodwills and image of the companies already he has. Next, lack of freedom. The franchisee does not have the freedom to run his business in any dependent manner. He has to abide by management and operational policies. So this may serve as the deterrent whether suitable to him or not. So without having the permission of the franchisee will not taking the or will not undertaking the other business supportives. Next, limitations on range of products. The franchisee cannot introduce new product lines into the business except those permitted by franchises. If the franchisor allowed to take the business undertakings, he can do it. Otherwise, he is not able to taking the more products. This may means loss of business to franchisee amidst demands based on the local conditions. Next one of the service business is outsourcing. We have heard about the outsourcing. Mostly it will be considered as a business process outsourcing. You may hear the word BPO industries. So recently a new type of business in service sector has become popular in the world. It is called the business process outsourcing. The business process outsourcing refers to outsourcing the work which is routine in the nature to an outside agencies. This practice was initiated in United States of America in few companies. The routine work of a company if outsources the company concentrate a critical issues without wasting their time on routine jobs. In later years, it became popular in other countries also. For example, designing and advertisement, after sales service, maintenance of accounts, etc. can be outsourced. Some of the companies have to receiving the source from providing the another one of the separate company. The companies must identify their core competence and concentrate on the functions and outsource all other routine functions to outside agencies who are specialized in those functions. Suppose if any of the companies are there, these companies must be completed all the work. So instead of completed all the work by the same company itself, it will be providing some of the unnecessary works to the other companies, and it will be collected in the name of own, and it will be doing their routine jobs. So the features of outsourcing. So what are the features are there in these outsourcing industries? First one is transferring non-core activities to the outsiders. The companies can outsource those non-core activities functions like maintenance, housekeeping, gardening, etc. to the outsiders. So it will be depending upon the nature of the business and the activities are identified as a core or non-core activities. So some of the companies will providing or transferring the non-core activities to the outsiders. So the outsiders also will have the possibilities to get the employment opportunity. And because of that, the parenting companies can concentrate on the core activities only. Next, outsourcing involves contracting. So as the companies start outsourcing their activities, focusing on their main business, the outside agencies enter into the agreement with the company to perform the routine activities on a contractual basis. So the outsourcing also involves the contract basis. On the basis of the contract only, the parenting companies providing the non-core activities to the outsiders. The outsiders also will be complete the non-core activity of the parenting companies. Next, operational efficiency through the outsourcing. The companies specialize in their business system. The companies specialize in their business system as the time available at their disposal can be utilized for the core activities, leading to efficiency improving quality of the product. So operational efficiencies will be improved through the outsourcing organizations. Next, cost reduction. So the only way to survive and earn profit is through global competitiveness by fixing a competitive price. So division of labor and specialization along with the good quality product reduces the cost. For example, outsourcing of research and development, manufacturing, software development, etc. So some of the cost of producing product, and because of that the price of that same product also will be reduced by arranging the outsource organizations. Next, improved customer satisfaction. The number of customers can be increased through timely delivery and high quality services. So outsourcing helps in customer satisfaction and result in respective purchase of the same product. So the consumer relationship with the producers also will be increased because the arrangement of outsourcing will be providing the quick services to the proper time to the customers. Next, benefits of outsourcing. So focusing on core activities. The companies can focus on their core competence, a few areas where the company has distinct capability. The rest of the activities can be outsourced to outside agencies. So one of the companies, which company is providing the outsourcing to the other companies, which will be focusing on their core activities only. Next, to fill up the economic development. So outsourcing stimulates the entrepreneurship and it encourages the employment opportunity, expand exports, enables the momentum growth of the economy. By providing the outsourcing organizations, the employment opportunity also will be increased. Next, encourages employment opportunities. The companies that are outsourcing their non-core activities provide chance for other small business units to take up the activities. This paves way for more job opportunities and new employment avenues. So because of increasing the new business organization, new outsourcing business organizations, the employment opportunity also will be increased. Next, reduction in investment. So companies through outsourcing avails the services of outsiders, which in turn reduces the investment requirements. So the amount so available can be utilized productively and this increases the profit. So the companies through the outsourcing avails the services of outsiders. So when we are arranging the services of outsiders, the investment also will be reduced. So both the organizations, the receiving the outsourcing organizations and providing the outsourcing organizations also will be reduced their investment. Next, guest for excellence. So outsourcing enables the firms to pursue the excellence in two ways, namely excelling themselves in the activities they do not excel outsiders by extending their capabilities through the contracting out. So the excellence of the work for receiving the outsourced organizations will be increased. Okay, students, it's I think it's enough. So today we have studied the two types of the emerging service business in India. One is franchising, another one is outsourcing. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Thank you.